So while people living in Delhi and NCR regions are struggling to breathe the basic necessity of life with the killer smog literally choking people, there seems to be no end to the bickering, the blame game and the politics. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal today blamed crop burning in the neighbouring states for the rising air pollution. He in fact addressed the media. He said how he's been trying to reach out to the Chief Ministers of Punjab and Haryana and urging all states to come together and find a solution, keeping politics away. But take a look at the visuals that we're showing you. While he was making that statement, his own party leader, Sukhpal Khaira, was caught on camera burning crop stubble in the state of Punjab. This is the situation. This is, the reality that one is seeing on the ground. All sort of promises being made by the state government. In fact, why don't we just play that reaction of the Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal on the measures being taken by him and his government to try and curtail the alarming air pollution levels.
जब तक वहां की सरकारें इसका इकोनॉमिक वायबल अल्टरनेटिव नहीं निकालेंगी, तब तक ये हर साल हम लोग फेस करेंगे। इसीलिए मैंने दोनों राज्यों के माननीय मुख्यमंत्रियों से मिलने का टाइम मांगा था। मैं ये नहीं कह रहा, मुझे नहीं पता वहां की क्या समस्या है, मुझे नहीं पता कि इसका क्या टेक्निकल समाधान है, इसका क्या इकोनॉमिक समाधान है, मैं नहीं जानता। लेकिन दिल्ली के लोग परेशान हैं। दिल्ली का मुख्यमंत्री होने के नाते मेरा दायित्व बनता है कि मुझे कहीं भी जाना पड़े इसका समाधान निकालने के लिए, मुझे जाना चाहिए।
Okay, in fact, the Chief Minister even defended the visual of the stubble burning by his own MLA Sukhpal Khaira, with the Chief Minister saying that he has not seen the video just as yet. But if the MLA from the Aadmi party indeed was burning crops, then it was completely wrong. So that's the reaction of the Chief Minister.
अगर केवल विरोध जताने के लिए खैरा ने ऐसा किया है, तो केवल विरोध जताने के लिए विरोध का तरीका गलत है। अगर किसान कर रहे हैं, किसानों का जैसे मैंने कहा कि वो मजबूरी में कर रहे हैं।
All right, so that's the reaction by the Chief Minister. Manjeet Sehgal, in fact, joins us for more on this. Manjeet, the Aam Aadmi party, in a way, stands exposed. You have the Chief Minister who's making all sort of claims, promises, assurances of trying his best to contain the rising pollution levels. This at a time when the city is struggling to breathe. And in fact, the court and the NGT lambasting the state government. You have his own MLA doing just the same, which is one of the primary reasons for causing so much pollution in Delhi and the NCR region.
Yes, indeed. This appears to be the political compulsion of Aam Aadmi Party MLA from Bholat Sukhpal Singh Khaira, who is also the leader of opposition. We spoke to him a short while ago, and he has tried to justify.
Okay, we'll get back. Vimlindu Jha right now is joining us right now on the broadcast. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for speaking to us. Here is the hypocrisy, the duplicity, the double standard that stands exposed. You have the Chief Minister making all sorts of assurances, wanting to re-implement odd and even. His own MLA is, burning crop stubble in Punjab, which is one of the primary reasons for the mess that we are in.
Absolutely. So, it clearly displays how there's an absolute lack of political will, and everyone is still doing politics rather than actually interested in solving the problem. Imagine everyone had almost Mr. Kejriwal also had a 3-year runway to find a sustainable solution to air pollution that we actually have in Delhi. Nothing concrete has happened on the ground. Right now. And by the way, crop burning is not the main issue. It peaks and spikes the air pollution, but there are many homegrown problems of Delhi, because of which Delhi is as polluted as it is. As almost 40% of Delhi's pollution, air pollution, is because of dust, and we haven't heard a single step, a single thing from our Chief Minister or our political class around that. the other source is vehicular pollution. And the least that they could have done is odd even, and that too they're right now announcing as we speak.
But Mr. Jha, I think,
unfortunate.
Don't you think that the larger issue here is the lack of seriousness? I mean, there is just no realization, and just like last year, we are seeing similar knee-jerk reactions and action by the state government and other central authorities and nodal authorities. Nobody is looking at a long-term solution to this issue. Residents of Delhi and NCR region desperately trying to tackle the hazardous air pollution levels. This is something that we were talking even last year, but none of the solutions are coming to sight. I mean, perhaps I don't mean to sound so to sound so negative, but perhaps we will be talking about the same next year as well.
Absolutely, and the same imagery of India Gate was present in November 19,
yes.
In 2015, in 2016, in 2017. Air quality index had crossed 999 last year as well, last year as well. We've had same issues, but has anything moved in any positive direction? We have really the Central Minister of Environment, Mr. Harsh Vardhan. We haven't heard anything from him as yet, as in everyone is trying to really making sure that the pollution disappears on its own, so that business is as usual. No concrete steps, and everyone pretends as if they've been caught off guard. They have not been caught off guard. This is something that we have been really working hard. The government hasn't done enough. Through omission and commission is why the situation of Delhi is toxic today, and absolutely it's government made.
Let me get an RP Singh from the BJP also right now on the broadcast. So thank you so much for speaking to us. We've just seen the political bickering, the blame game. State government is responsible for this, MCD is responsible for that. I just don't understand that as a citizen, as a resident of Delhi and having friends, relatives and children, aren't we all responsible to find a long-standing solution for the situation that we are dealing with? Band-aid solutions won't really fix this grave air problem that we all are experiencing.
Avantika, I'll appreciate and I'm accepting that as political parties we have miserably failed over years, over last, it's not matter which has happened now, it has happened over last few decades. And this is the culmination, is going to go worse. I'll appreciate Aaj hold and India Today hold a lot of conclaves on a lot of other issues. Let them hold one conclave on this issue and call all parties on board and let them seriously discuss those issues and find out solutions. I'll suggest you too, probably that can help. Okay, now they're looking for odd even as a knee-jerk reaction for 4 days. But why not? I mean, Mr. Kejriwal talks about melting Delhi as a Singapore city, but Singapore is whole of Singapore is one-way city. But why can't we start thinking on this level? That how can we ensure that Delhi city becomes red light free, no intersection, and either we have underpass or we have one-way traffic going on. I mean, that will help you as a long-term solution. Secondly, Delhi every year, each MLA, 70 MLAs, each MLA, if plants 5,000 trees in this constituency, would have got us 10 lakh trees in city, and which is there is scope for more than 1 crore trees which can be planted in city. I mean, there is so much of rich areas which is filled with all those British time kicker which is replaced with
sir, I'm glad that you concede that the politicians, the lawmakers of our country have failed miserably to find a long-lasting solution. At least you've conceded to the same. Delhi's air quality status has been deemed severe. Last year also it was at 999. This year also we are getting in those numbers, 999 at RK Puram itself. I mean, you have Sukhpal Khaira doing the same thing of burning crop stubble in Punjab, which is one of the primary reasons for the deteriorating air quality. I mean, can't we just come together, put all differences aside, political differences aside, and really sit down and understand the seriousness of this issue? Okay, Mohammed Khan joins us now from the Congress party. Mr. Khan, thank you so much for speaking to us on the broadcast. And, I'll just reiterate what I was trying to ask Mr. RP Singh as well, that can't our lawmakers just come together and find innovative ways to deal with an alarming situation that not just us, not adults, but elderly citizens, the future generation, our children, are being exposed to?
Right. Avantika ji, I don't think there's anything in the last 3.5 years that demonstrates they have the political will to take the hard decisions needed to address this problem.
Absolutely.
I think the Delhi government itself, you've seen the drama play out on Twitter. Instead of Chief Minister reaching out directly, he's chosen instead to put posts on a social media website with the Chief Minister of Punjab.
Mr. Khan, I just wanted to ask you here, you know, this is a very serious situation and it affects you, it affects me, it affects our kids, it affects, you know, all the people we care about. Why politicize this? Why only pin the blame on the Aam Aadmi Party? Now, even if they're failing in their job in executing, you know, what they're supposed to be doing, why is the BJP and the Congress not speaking about this? Why not hold widespread protests, dharnas, demonstrations? We saw what was happening on the first anniversary of demonetization. Why not make this also a national matter, a matter of absolute significance and utmost importance?
Actually, last year as well as this year, Mr. Ajay Markan, the head of our DPCC unit, carried out widespread protests against the deteriorating quality of the air. And Mr. Markan also relied on independent scientific studies, brought them to the attention of this government, pointing out that, okay, crop burning is an important issue, but it accounts for 30% of the pollution we see in Delhi. The rest is from dust and car pollution. You have to make a push towards renewable energy. You have to make a push towards greener vehicles. Once upon a time, you remember the Supreme Court intervened and ensured that CNG became the model norm for public vehicles. That led to a drastic reduction in pollution in Delhi for a while. I think both the central and the state governments lack the political will. This is not an insurmountable problem. Other countries have solved it. And for once, we have the technology and the know-how to come up with solutions. But everything I've seen in the last 48 hours, nothing seems to suggest that.
But we're in the same position. We're in the same position like we were last year as well. It's status quo. Nothing seems to have changed.
Exactly, Avantika ji. And you see, if they did have the political will, this is something that could have been anticipated. It's not like this was a surprise.
Absolutely. But Mr. Khan, as you rightly said, this is something that could have been anticipated. One could have foreseen a situation arising like this. But I didn't hear any noise from any of the political party except the Supreme Court when it had recommended a ban on the use of firecrackers just before Diwali. Even to that, there was a lot of opposition.
Right. Well, actually, climate change and the environment is something that doesn't often occupy the front pages of coverage. It is largely seen as an elitist concern. I remember Murli Manohar Joshi calling climate change a myth on the floor of Parliament a few years ago. I remember Prime Minister Modi last year chalking it up to aging, saying that लोग जैसे ज़ईफ होते जाते हैं, उम्र बढ़ती जाती है, उन्हें ठंड ज़्यादा लगती है. मौसम नहीं बदला, लोग बदल गए. I find this low-level public discourse to be on the verge of climate denial. We are faced with the problem. Every country is. But every country is defined by how it chooses to respond to something like this. I want to say one thing. Look, the Congress, and this is by no means a forum where we should, toot our own horn and say we did this. But our record when it came to climate change and to the environment was far ahead of these guys. In fact, we were accused by them of often placing climate ahead of developmental concerns. I remember when Jairam Ramesh was the environment minister, he was roundly criticized by the opposition for stalling projects. And may I add, ma'am, this is an important vindication of the stance. Mr. Jairam Ramesh is now an ex-officio appointee to the UN Framework on Climate Change Convention. He's an ex-officio invitee to the panel for his work done on the subject of environment. So I would say if you do good work, people will recognize it, but stop debating and start taking action. It's about time.
Well, right now, the only thing that's happening is bickering, the blame game. This one didn't do this. This one should have anticipated this. Anyway, but Mr. Khan, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your views. We've just received some breaking news. This is a crisis situation in Delhi with the air pollution worsening with each and every passing day. Okay, in fact, what we're going to be doing is we're going to play an interview of the Aam Aadmi Party MLA Sukhpal Khaira, who was caught on camera burning the crop stubble in Punjab. And our correspondent Manjeet Sehgal got a chance to speak to him to find out just why was he doing this, which in fact will have an impact on the air quality in Delhi and the other adjoining areas.
I'm with the Punjab leader of opposition and senior Aam Aadmi Party leader, Sukhpal Singh Khaira, who has created a controversy by joining the farmers who were burning these straws. Mr. Khaira, do you think that by joining the protest and by joining the farmers who are burning these straws, you're supporting anti-environment move?
I have done nothing wrong. I stand by what I have said and done. Here is a National Green Tribunal order of October 2015. 2 years back, the NGT told the state governments and also the centre government that the stubble should not be burned, it should be consumed in the soil. But for doing that, they have laid down guidelines. For 1 to 3 acres, the farmers have to pay this much, the 3 to 5 have to pay this much, and 5 beyond have to pay. And the government is supposed to provide equipment, because you need heavy machinery, you need heavy tractors to consume the stubble in the soil. And the burning of paddy has been going on for many years. I know that Arvind Kejriwal ji is trying to speak to the Chief Minister of Haryana and Punjab. They are not taking his calls. And I think that Arvind Kejriwal is right from his Delhi point of view, that there's a lot of smog building up in Delhi. But what about the suicides in Punjab? The farmers and the small marginal khet majdoors, they are committing suicides for as little as 1 lakh rupees. So if they don't burn stubble, they'll have to pay 5,000 rupees per acre more if they have to arrange the machinery and get the things done. So where do they get the money? It's a failure of the Punjab government not to implement the orders of the NGT, and it is nobody's fault. It is not the farmers' fault. All the Bharatiya Kisan unions have led the way. I only went around as a token protest. It's my right, actually. When the government doesn't listen, when the government doesn't make provisions as per this is like a Supreme Court order. When the government is throwing to winds the court order, we have no other way but to save the poor farmer from committing suicide. So my angle was save money. You can burn stubble. I assure you that if the Punjab government acts upon this order, I'll be the first leader to go and motivate the farmers not to burn stubble. But when
Mr. Khaira, do you think that is that your political compulsion to go against the party lines, because your party is objecting to stubble burning in Delhi, and here in Punjab you're supporting it?
See, my party is an autonomous party. Like all other parties, they have state units. Let's take the SYL matter. The Congress in Delhi, the Congress in Haryana, they differ with what the Punjab Congress is. BJP at the national level and Haryana differ with what the BJP unit in Haryana has to say over SYL water. So similarly, this is an important issue. Farmers are dying, let me tell you. This is not a small issue. And I have been visiting their houses every day. On one hand, I see the poor farmer losing his life, and on the other hand, I'm seeing that the government is not implementing the NGT's order. Whose fault is it? It's purely the fault of Government of India. It's purely the fault of the Punjab government. They are not helping the farmers. They are not making provisions as per the NGT tribunal. Unless they make so, the farmers cannot just spend 5,000 rupees per acre extra.
Speaking about the video which you shared on social media, you're also demanding a compensation for the farmers.
Yes, exactly. I'm saying, okay, if the Punjab government and the Government of India say that please don't burn stubble, you give them a subsidy of 5,000 rupees per acre, we'll stop burning. I'll be the first one to motivate all the farmers in Punjab that please do not burn. Here is the subsidy, because you can't victimize the farmers. What about the industrial pollution? What about the unchecked pollution where there are no treatment plants in this country? Even that is adding to pollution. What about the vehicles and the auto rickshaws? One auto rickshaw sometimes leaves so much of pollution. One overloaded truck leaves so much of pollution that it will be as good as 1 acre of burning. So who's going to check that?
Mr. Khaira, Punjab government has also claimed that they are offering subsidies to the farmers to buy the reapers and all that. What is the reality according to you?
Absolutely wrong, false, malicious. Because if they had made the arrangement, farmers in Punjab are very active. They know their duty the best. They have been defending the country on the borders, producing wheat. They are the contributors to fill the food bowl of this country. The Punjab government is penalizing them. The Punjab government was registering FIRs against it. That's why, as the leader of opposition, I had to go there and, burn a small patch of paddy as a mark of solidarity with the farmers. I've done nothing wrong at all.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you would love to.